Hey, good morning guys. Welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video, I'm going to be changing brake lines on this van. It is the two metal brake lines, guys. They're really easy to replace if you know what you're doing. But if you're like me and you were doing it for the first time, you know, it's a little bit to kind of like figure out. Especially, I really don't look for these type of videos online how to do things. I figure out for myself. So here's what I basically figured out. That this van right here, which is the spare Sprinter that I have, this is my million-mile Sprinter right here. I switched everything over to this one, guys. This is the one I'll be driving from now on, and then I gotta fix the transmission on that one. But here's what I figured out, guys, that this van here, it has rusted brake lines, and they're really difficult to remove, guys. They're like completely stuck on there. I actually recorded some GoPro footage that I will show you guys how I was removing brake lines from the Sprinter. It was very difficult, guys. It was a pain. I had to really like heat the stuff up like really hot, you know, and still it was, I had to saw it off in the end. It was just too much. But anyways, I gotta replace two rear metal brake lines on this one that's going above the fuel tank. In order to do that, you gotta drop the fuel tank down, then you'll be able to undo them, and there's only technically 4 bolts, and then you could be done. That's a, you know, you're basically in good shape. So one of my Sprinters that I have at the bottom, that way, guys, the only one out of all the ones that I had did not have rusted rear brake lines. So I ended up removing 2 rear brake lines. It took me like less than 10 minutes to remove them. I had to remove 2 rubber hoses. They're still on there. They're for the brake lines as well, because I messed these up due to all the heating and stuff. They just popped out of there, which is, it's okay. I probably need to replace them anyways. And then I'm gonna replace 2 brake calipers and then install the fuel tank right back. And I gotta replace the tires, obviously, and I gotta get that windshield basically fixed, which is not gonna be today, because I'm gonna end up driving to the shop. The guy has been slacking, hasn't been really calling me or coming every time I try to schedule him for a certain day. He's been really avoiding. But they do have a, you know, professional shop where they replace these windows and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna have to go there and basically take care of this once I fix the brakes, because it's ready to go. So let's begin, guys. Here we go, guys. What I gotta do right now is remove this tire. I got a jack way at the bottom of the Sprinter, kind of like right where your shock goes, right underneath there. It's a really good place to actually place your jack, guys. I used to just use the Sprinter jack. This video is pretty much uncut, guys. This is just the way it is. This is how long it takes you to change your tire. If you got the proper tools, you could do it really quickly. So I gotta remove these tires, guys, because as you guys know, that my brake lines were basically rusted out on this spare Sprinter, and I had to change them. So they are now changed. So I gotta do the last portion. I basically got to change the brake calipers with the rubber hoses. I gotta change them because they were also bad on the brake line system, completely corroded. So I end up changing it up. So basically, guys, like before I undone them, of course I just lifted up a little bit, undid my bolts, that way it's not gonna spin. And now I'm lifting it up so I could go ahead and remove the rest of the bolts. I decided not to speed this video up, just so like some of you guys, if you're like were thinking, you know, like out there, oh man, my tire's flat, it's going to take me a while to do it. I just want to show you, like, it is actually pretty simple to remove your tire and to change it. Make sure you're kind of like when you're putting it together, you're doing it like star pattern. And I'm going to do a complete type of editing on this. Completely show you like exactly from start to finish, from removal of the tire. And of course, we're going to do a little bit more than that. Once I replace the caliper and all the lines, you guys will actually see where those things are, because I would like to show you those things, because perhaps you have bad brake lines and you might need to actually replace them pretty soon. So I like to show you this kind of stuff. I already have some videos that's similar, but obviously this one is not going to be that similar. But I have to basically change all these tires, guys, and get new ones. and pretty much fill the system up. Guys, if your tire does not remove, just kick it on top and it's going to remove. As you can see, my jack is supporting right there where the shock is. I actually recommend get like one of those foldable type of jacks that actually comes in a suitcase. I'm going to show you this in a later video. This is not one of those types, and just actually have that with you, because it's much easier to use these type of jacks versus what they give you. Of course, that jack that they give you is fine, but here's what I noticed, guys. Most of them, they don't work, or they're leaking or whatever. But anyways, guys, all I have to do is remove the 2 bolts that's holding this caliper down. It's going to come out together with the brakes. It's an 18mm type of socket. So I have basically got them loose now. I decided to reposition the camera so you could actually take a closer look, but unfortunately I cannot put the camera closer than that because I have a tripod. So right now I actually got removed that's where the sensor is, and that's a 10mm type of socket that goes on that one. It is kind of difficult to actually use a wrench because it is so close to this type of spring leaf type of suspension. So you might need to use like a regular type of wrench. I don't have those that's kind of like a ratchety type of stuff. I did before, but I'm not sure what I've done with them. So I actually probably need to purchase myself a set. Like a regular type of ratchety type of a wrench would work great on this type of thing. So basically I'm removing a 10mm bolt because I need to remove this wire from the actual brake caliper so that I could actually remove everything. It is actually really easy to just change calipers when you already have the brakes and everything, because I removed this from my parts printer and went ahead and just installed it like with brakes and everything, guys. So here it is. This portion I may need to speed up. So here we go, guys. Let's take this apart really fast. It definitely works a lot faster when you speed things up. So once I remove this bolt, guys, I just have to remove the 2 18mm bolts, guys, and that's it, guys. I just, you know, remove it and replace it with another brake caliper. And the reason I'm kind of like talking about this for a while, because this is a kind of common question that I have is, can you show us how to actually change the rear brakes? I actually have a complete brake change video, guys. I haven't edited it yet because it's on my computer. I will be trying to getting that to you guys out soon, but I have a lot of stuff going on. As you know, I'm building and I'm doing this kind of stuff. So basically now the bottom bolt is out. I could go ahead and remove it. As you can see, it comes out really nicely with brakes, and you don't have to do nothing else, just replace it. So it is really easy having a parts printer. Just pull it off and use it. Here's a good brake caliper. It's already got a rubber line, so that's perfect. I just have to line these things up and put it together. Okay, now it's the reverse process of removing it. Now I have to reinstall all the bolts back, and once I do, guys, I just need to plug, connect the rubber hose to the rear metal brake lines. The very thing that was leaking to begin with. Guys, you might really need to check those brake lines, because those brake lines rust, and I think right about now it's actually the good time to actually check them, especially if you live like somewhere up north. Yours probably rusted. The way to actually tell that they're leaking, guys, look on top of your gas tank. This is where they actually rust out the most, and if they're really like moist and stuff, then you possibly already have a brake line leak. I would replace both of them. I would not mess around, just replace one, because only one was leaking for me, but I decided to replace the second one as well, guys. And guess what? While I was removing, and I was very careful, it actually broke in half right there where it was rusted. So probably it was being held together by rust, and it was only a matter of time before the pipe was just gonna completely fall apart. So anyways, guys, this is really easy. I'm just putting this back together. Pretty soon I'll have to put the rubber hose back on there. But yeah, guys, be sure, be safe. Just check your brake lines, guys. I'm not even sure if they sell them because they're quite long. I don't even know, but I checked all of my parts printers, guys, and all of them were rusted except one of them. And the one that wasn't rusted, that's the one that I keep calling it with the head gasket, but possibly it's not the head gasket. It is the oil cooler, but we will find out pretty soon. Here's the rubber line that I was talking about, guys. These are a pain to remove. Mine were actually completely rusted, and they had a clamp in here, the metal one. I actually decided not to connect the clamp that goes right behind it, because when this gets really stuck, that clamp is actually in your way and you cannot actually grip onto nothing. At least in this case, you could actually kind of pull it out of place and grab on with some kind of better tools to disassemble it. But in my case, guys, I had to heat it and everything. I actually have a video of me trying to remove these old brake lines, guys. It was a pain. But when it's a good brake line and it's not rusted, it's not corroded or nothing, they remove really easily. I actually removed 2 rear brake lines in a matter of under 10 minutes, because of course I already knew how to remove them. And for this process, you'll need to drop your fuel tank at least a little bit lower, so you could actually slide the brake lines through. You know, but basically just drop it all the way to the bottom. That's the way I did on this printer. It's once before you drop it, guys, do make sure you drain all the fluid, fuel out of it. With, you know, put in like some diesel cans or gas cans. It doesn't really matter. I completely drained the system and just had an empty tank, because it's going to be a lot easier to take it down when you actually don't have that. Guys, for the size of these tools, this is a 7/16 that I'm using and a half. Well, a half and a 7/16 is used for removing the brake lines, but of course this other portion of the, you know, thing, it's not actually a half, it's something else. I can't remember. But once I actually tighten everything up, then I end up you know, using like some kind of like pliers to try to hold it. So it's almost basically in there. It's just because these lines, you know, like you're removing stuff, they get corroded a little bit, so it's not really easy to spin it with your fingers. So it's kind of good to spin it with like a wrench or something. But yeah, guys, make sure you be safe and just check that stuff out. You know, I just want to let you know, because it's already 2018 and these printers are, some of them 2006 and some are below. And this printer is 2006 and they were still rusted, because this vehicle came from up north, New York to be exact. But anyways, guys, we are ready to go ahead and assemble this tire, and I'll show you exactly how it's done in a star pattern. So the way I like to do it sometimes is to actually sit down completely like on the floor like this, and that way you're not really struggling to try to lift it up. Yeah, it might be not comfortable sitting down, but at least you could aim the tire really good. Put it on the round type of portion. I'm really sorry you cannot actually see it right now, but you put it on like that and just try to like fasten all the bolts under, that way it's not going to fall off. Alright guys, for this portion I'm just going to speed things up. You really cannot see this anyways. One thing I do want to let you guys know is that I appreciate you guys for watching all my videos, for commenting, for basically just being active on my channel. It's really helping me to grow. I've been noticing a lot of likes, guys. You guys have been really awesome. And if you guys need any help, just let me know. I'm there for you guys. If you have any questions, just write to me in the comments on any type of video, guys. I will try to get to you that same day. For those of you that would like my phone number, you could ask me, and I normally do give my phone number away. For those of you that do have my phone number, make sure you text me before you call me, because I use my iPhone to record videos, to also edit them, and to also like upload them. So I might be recording a video and then I'm not going to be picking up a phone or, you know, like answering anything. But if you text me, like not leave me like any voice messages, then I'm gonna respond to you guys right away. But the best place to actually ask me stuff is directly on my YouTube. But if you need to just talk to me and stuff like that, that's no problem. I could talk to you and I could explain some stuff a little bit better if needed.